Welcome to Google Cloud Next 22. I hope you've had a chance to check out some interesting sessions. This is a joint session between Google Cloud, Palo Alto Networks, and Deloitte. We'll be discussing Deloitte's approach for enterprises to secure SAP workloads on Google Cloud by adopting a framework that includes security capabilities supported by Google Cloud and Palo Alto Networks. I'm Shree Reddy, Security Customer Engineer with Google Cloud, and I'm excited to introduce my co-presenters, Pradeep Sandhu from Deloitte and Mclimans from Palo Alto Networks. So our session will cover some key topics. One, what does security mean in the context of SAP workloads? Two, why Google Cloud for SAP? What sets us apart? Three, how can you think about augmenting the security of your SAP deployments with Palo Alto Network? And finally, we'll bring it together and walk through Deloitte's SAP on Cloud Security Framework, and then provide you with a quick summary. So, the decision is final. You're considering migrating your SAP systems to the cloud. Let's go to Pradeep to walk us through what is top of mind typically for enterprises who've made this decision. Take it away, Pradeep.
Thank you, Shree. So quick introduction, Pradeep Sandhu, and I'm a cloud security practitioner with Deloitte. And my passion is to simplify the cloud adoption journey. And in this case, we are talking about SAP migrations to the cloud. So in general, there is an acceleration across the organization to move the SAP workloads to the cloud. Now, the big question is, what is driving that acceleration? So there are two reasons I want to talk about quickly here is one, the scalability and the agility to reap the benefits of the cloud by migrating SAP ERP to the cloud. And the second reason is the magic date of 2027, which is the date when the SAP ECC or legacy versions support would be ended by SAP. Though that date may change, but there is an unsaid stress which enterprise leaders do have today to migrate the SAP workloads to the cloud before that support ends. So what is changing? So there are three things which are changing. One, customers will get more agility as they migrate workloads to the cloud. They would get scalability and the cost optimization. But additionally, there would be increased surface security attack surface, which would expand. And understanding of shared responsibility is of prime importance for security teams and the engineers on the ground who would be performing these migrations. And the last but not the least, do organizations prepare for those security considerations already? And we would be talking about that as part of the Deloitte framework in one of the sections today. Now, if we go back a couple of years, there was an inherent risk which cybersecurity leaders, SAP leaders, or the business leaders were considering before they were ready to migrate those SAP applications to the cloud. Now, a couple of areas, which already have been mystified is proliferation of sensitive data. Leaders were not ready to migrate their applications because they were concerned about the data security of various applications. Second, the core cloud security wasn't ready at that point of time. And cloud service providers like Google Cloud have done a great job in bringing those security services that can solve for those cloud security concerns. Compliance challenge was another concern because how cloud would be solving for compliance and regulatory requirements, and if cloud can solve for that. And Shree would be talking about compliance challenges in the next couple of slides. I will pass it on to Shree to talk about how Google Cloud satisfies those security requirements as you migrate your applications to the cloud. Shree.
Thanks, Pradeep. So Pradeep talked about SAP being the crown jewel for a lot of enterprises. Why should you trust Google Cloud with your crown jewel? There are some main areas of differentiation that help SAP customers when migrating their workloads to the cloud. One, our modern infrastructure. It's enterprise class ready. It provides customers resiliency and flexibility. Two, customers can easily integrate their SAP applications with Google Cloud services to accelerate the pace of innovation with our smart analytics capabilities. Three, we bring the best of Google to SAP customers with our industry-leading machine learning extensions. And four, The foundation of it all is everything runs on our global, secure, high-performant network. Let's double-click and deep dive into each of these. Our first area of differentiation is our platform. Think performance, reliability, and security. All of these are necessary to ensure a smooth migration and a consistent user experience, no matter where the users are in the world. We have our own privately owned global network. We keep our customers' internet traffic on our highly reliable network until it is as close as possible to the end consumer. Our platform helps customers meet their stringent data security and privacy controls. We automatically encrypt data in transit and at rest by default. Our second area of differentiation. When it comes to running SAP, some of the things we help customers with: how to realize higher uptime for SAP systems, how to quickly scale SAP at the speed and need of their business, how to provide performance that meets the needs of their critical business applications. And finally, our focus is on operating a clean cloud. Our third area of differentiation: smart analytics. Google Cloud offers the right platform to build, deploy, and manage models that streamline SAP-based analytics outcomes. The BigQuery connector for SAP gives our customers an easy solution to make their SAP data fully accessible within our data warehouse solution, BigQuery. Our platform can help you maximize the insights you need to derive from your SAP data with Google Cloud's AI, ML, and advanced analytics. So to summarize, we have a platform that helps customers with intelligent insights, reduced risk, agile deployments, and sustainable operations, all of which are necessary to ensure a smooth migration to the cloud. But when it comes to security, we've already talked about some of the features built into Google Cloud. We took an approach to partner with Palo Alto Networks, one of the leaders in security, to augment our security capabilities. Matt will walk us through how our security solutions come together to address customer needs. Matt, over to you.
Thanks, Shree. So I'm Matt Mclimans. I'm a field CTO at Palo Alto Networks, and I'm a part of our Google Cloud Alliance team. And the team I'm a part of focuses on creating technical integrations between Google Cloud and Palo Alto Networks. So I would be remiss if I didn't briefly discuss the Google Cloud and Palo Alto Networks partnership. And for the last half decade or so, Palo Alto Networks has been given a variety of awards, including Google Cloud's Global Technology Partner of the Year. And now we're obviously very proud and grateful for the partnership because the award is really given on our mutual commitment to delivering a shared vision for the evolution of cybersecurity to our customers. And internally, we call our strategic model, Better Together. And at the core of this is really just the acknowledgement that we are far more complementary than we are competitive. And when we collaborate on the strengths of our products, it's our customers who are the ones who receive the net benefit. So over the years, we've completed over 50 integrations, and we're always trying to set the bar a little bit higher with each one. Recently, we've integrated our advanced endpoint protection, Cortex XDR, with Google Cloud BeyondCorp to deliver zero trust security between the endpoint and SaaS applications. Or we've developed really deep integrations that have taken months and years of planning and development across our product management and engineering teams, like Google Cloud IDS, which combines our industry-leading threat detection technologies, but with the simplicity and scale that you receive when you use a native Google Cloud service. All these integrations over the years have certainly played a role in making Palo Alto Networks the security partner of choice across enterprises within every vertical. So this brings us to the Palo Alto Networks platform offerings that provide best-of-breed cybersecurity across network, endpoint, and cloud, where each platform can be easily consumed and delivered to any location within the enterprise. Now, we don't have time to discuss each platform in detail, but to go over them at a high level, we first have Prisma Cloud, which is our cloud-native security platform that enables you to secure cloud infrastructure and native cloud applications to gain centralized visibility and detect threats across the entire cloud estate. It also provides this visibility through technologies like code and cloud workload protections, IAM security, and identity-based microsegmentation. Then we have Cortex, which integrates across all of our platforms, and it provides advanced endpoint protection, attack surface management, and security automation capabilities that really enables you to build a highly efficient SOC that can spend time focusing on the highest severity security events. And then this is followed by our Strata platform, which consists of our machine learning next generation firewalls, or NGFW. And they provide complete network security by safely enabling applications with layer 7 controls, control which users are using those applications, and then inspect the content across the applications using our threat security services. So now let's quickly walk through a couple examples of how we can use different parts of our platform to secure a SAP environment in Google Cloud. First, we have our next generation firewalls, which come in a variety of form factors, and this gives you the choice on how you want to consume our network security capabilities. The first is the PA series, which is our physical firewall. This can secure the data center itself and can also secure traffic between your data center and your Google SAP environment. Given the PA series high performance benchmark, it's really common to see it sit directly in line with your interconnect connection as well. Then we have the virtualized form factor of this with the VM series, which can be deployed and scaled on Compute Engine to secure internet traffic to and from the SAP environment and also prevent lateral threats moving among your VPC networks. And if your organization is in the process of refactoring and rebuilding your applications to run as containers using GKE or Google Anthos, the CN series is our containerized form factor that can be deployed as a pod in order to secure cluster traffic. And then lastly, and certainly not least, with about a half dozen clicks, you can turn on Google Cloud IDS, which enables you to see all different applications and detect threats that are moving among your connected cloud networks. We can then extend our capabilities to the edge with Prisma SASE, which combines our next generation firewall prevention and SD-WAN capabilities into a single cloud delivered platform, which enables you to reliably connect remote networks and remote users securely around the globe to your SAP environment. Then we can use Prisma Cloud, and unlike the next generation firewalls, Prisma Cloud does not sit in line with traffic, but instead ingests data via API calls to display the configuration and compliance status of the SAP tenant. And then lastly, we can deploy Cortex XDR agents to safeguard SAP endpoints from malware, exploits, and even wireless attacks. Cortex uses machine learning models and behavioral analytics, which is fed with information from the network, the endpoint, and third-party services like Google Chronicle. And this enables you to automatically identify unknown threats and even highly evasive threats from targeting the network. And here's a list of some of our products. We'll have links at the end for more information. Here, I'll pass it back to Pradeep to talk about Deloitte's cyber risk framework for SAP. Pradeep.
Thank you, Matt. On the next couple of slides, we would be talking about the framework, but before we dive into the framework, I want to talk about what it looks like to secure SAP workload in the cloud. And the journey starts from strategy, development, testing, and through operate. And in summary, we can call it's a secure by design concept, which we really need to bring it to the life, leveraging Palo Alto services and Google Cloud native services or the native capabilities on the ground. So to start with, I would touch upon quickly about strategy. As you're defining the strategy for SAP, you need to consider what kind of data protection and privacy plan you have, how you would be implementing the threat modeling and the further secure development using using Google Services repositories, and then static and dynamic application testing and securely deploying the code for the production. And last but not the least, how would we implementing the detect and response capabilities in general to start managing your SAP workloads in the cloud. Overall, I would call it out here this is an opportunity for SAP and the technology leaders to implement secure by design principle to the real life, leveraging the various services, which could be the cloud native services as well. To simplify this complexity, we have 8 cyber risk domains that would solve for the overall complexity of SAP ERP security in the cloud. It starts with governance, risk, and compliance, where we would look into what kind of controls or what kind of additional security controls you need, what kind of regulatory compliance you need to consider as you're prepping your secure landing zone, or you can call it the cloud foundation for your SAP workloads. Then goes into the application security, how you would be writing the code securely, how you would be integrating infrastructure as code, attribute-based access controls, and so on and so forth. And then touching upon identity and access, network security, which Matt explained it at a deeper level, both for lateral detection as well as how you would be securing the perimeter for anytime, anywhere access. Going into the data privacy and protection, that needs additional considerations on data security from the key management standpoint or the certificate management, including the DLP, which can mask your sensitive data for those to save the data from those threat actors there. And last but not the least, monitoring and response, business continuity, and DR are additional considerations, because once you are running 100% in 100% in the cloud, how you would be detecting proactively those issues and concerns with your SAP workloads. Additionally, leveraging some capabilities we would be talking about in a bit on the next slide as part of the leading practices, how we can get there. So as I mentioned, as a Deloitte, leveraging the framework which we spoke on the previous slide, we implemented, or we have been implementing SAP on Google Cloud for our multiple customers. As we did that, or as we are doing it, there are some leading practices which we captured for you, which we thought it would be helpful as you are taking on this journey. So the first leading practice is have a security roadmap and a framework which you can count upon to stay your teams on course. That is one. Second is have a reference architecture which can give you the bigger picture in mind, but at the same time would provide you the ability to execute on tactical implementation. Leading practice number 3, opportunity to start or implement your zero trust architecture with Palo Alto services. And the practice number 4 is have the upfront consideration for compliance and regulatory, because this is an opportunity where you can identify the security controls, regulatory requirements, and how you would be testing, tracking, and reporting on those requirements upfront rather than later on catching up on those. Leading practice number 5 is shift left security, which we spoke on one of the slide earlier. Like right from strategy through operations, you have an opportunity to leverage Google Cloud native services and Palo Alto security services stack to implement the security shift left. And last but not the least is predictive detect and respond capabilities. We have been deploying, as Chronicle, SSE Premium, and Simplify for our SAP clients. That is enabling the implementation of predictive detect and response capabilities as enterprise clients are moving their SAP workloads on the cloud. So to summarize it, I will pass it back to Shree, and Shree can talk us through overall key takeaways from this session. Shree, off to you.
Thanks, Pradeep. Thanks, Matt. Thank you for your insights today. And thanks to Palo Alto Networks and Deloitte for the collaboration. So to summarize, here are some of the key takeaways. What are some of the key factors to keep in mind when migrating your workloads to the cloud? Assess the security threat exposure in your environment. Adopt a zero trust framework. Leverage the native capabilities offered through Google Cloud and Palo Alto Networks. Define the right security governance and compliance processes for your environment. Implement predictive analytics and integrated solutions. That's all we had for you today. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a wonderful next 22.